How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to show you guys how you can mount Nikon lenses on Sony bodies. So without further ado, let's go straight into the video. A long time ago I used to be a Nikon shooter, but I sold most of my gear and I kept this camera. Not necessarily because it's the best camera, it was just cheap, and I still wanted a DSLR because I still love shooting DSLR, even though I transitioned to mirrorless. Alongside this Nikon D700, I also kept some lenses. So this one is the Nikon 50mm f1.4D, which is very small and compact, not as sharp as other 50mm, but very practical for traveling and video. It's a bit like the Nifty 50, but 1.4 instead of 1.8. Not to mention that this copy is in a very good condition. It has virtually no marks whatsoever, except for the mount, where marking is inevitable really. I also kept Sigma 50mm f1.4 art lens, and the reason I kept it is first, I wouldn't get a lot of money if I sold it, and also because I love this lens. It's super sharp. I love how it renders the bokeh. It's just bigger than the Nikon copy, quite a lot bigger. Nevertheless, it has its special place in my bag, and I don't mind carrying it on the camera either, even though it's heavier. I am aware that there is a version for Sony, but at the moment I don't plan on buying any more lenses in that focal range, since I also have a 55mm Zeiss, plus I may upgrade to the 50mm f1.4G Master if it proves to be better than the 55 in my comparison test, which I'm going to do soon. If that's something you're interested in and you don't want to miss it, be sure to subscribe and keep the notification on. Another lens that I kept is the Nikon 105E ED, and this is a very special lens for me. It's what I would consider a unicorn lens, and for good reason. The images coming from this lens fills your heart with joy. It produces dreamy, smooth kind of bokeh while being very sharp at the same time. It's just an amazing lens, one of the best lenses Nikon has ever made in my opinion. And the last lens that I kept, which I have not included in the video, is the 200mm f2. Which is also a unicorn lens, very special. Now, although I transitioned to Sony and I'm very happy with my decision, I still have the love for DSLR cameras, and I may even get a D810 to use alongside my D700 in my free time because I just love them. So I've been looking for some time a way to be able to use these lenses with my Sony cameras as well, not only with my D700, which by the way is a 12 megapixel camera. It was released in 2008, so it doesn't have a lot of megapixels, but it still produces beautiful images and enough detail for my need. But I wanted the ability to mount these lenses on my Sony cameras, like I said, and to be able to do that, I got this adapter, which is the Commlite ENF E1 PRO. And it's made in China. Commlite is a Chinese company, I think. Nevertheless, it has a very good build quality. I believe it's made of aluminium, because it feels very solid. I don't think it's plastic, but if it were plastic, it's probably one of the most solid plastic I had ever come across. But I think it's made of metal anyway. It has a 1/4 inch mount at the bottom. The lens mounts are obviously metal on both sides. And what's special about this adapter is the fact that it gives you metering and aperture control. It's not one of those adapter rings that just adds the flange distance for the lens. Nope. This adapter can provide metering, aperture control, autofocus, as well as eye detection, face detection, touch to focus. With most lenses, not with older version of Nikon lenses. For example, you don't get autofocus with this lens, you only get metering and aperture control. Because it's a screwdriver autofocusing system, and the adapter has no built-in motors that can actuate the focusing element inside the lens. It can only be done by a camera, which is visible when you take the lens or the body cover off. So you won't get autofocus with all the lenses, but you do get autofocus with all the new ones, including third-party lenses. All in all, it works. Some lenses perform better than others. In this example, I have the Nikon 105 mounted on my Sony A7IV, which works quite well. Surprisingly, the lens that hunts the least is the Sigma 50mm. The 105 does hunt occasionally, so does my 200mm, and that's another lens that I kept. So who is this adapter for? This adapter is only for those who don't mind getting a miss or a hunt every now and again, and can allow a little bit of time and patience to their work. I think landscape photographers, portrait photographers as well fit in this category, and anyone else who doesn't shoot fast moving subjects. So for me, it works just fine. Because I'm using it with a 105, the Sigma 50mm and my Nikon 50mm when I travel or pull some focus manually in video, and also my Unicorn Beast, the 200mm f2G VR lens. I usually use this lens when I shoot portraits, not so much during events, with some exceptions. So this is a quick example. I recorded the back of my screen while I took some pictures of my daughter. As you can see, it picks up the face as well as the eyes straight away. And I checked every each on one of these pictures and they all seem to be in focus. Bear in mind, I conducted several other tests prior to this. So I'm only showing you this as a demo. My thoughts about this adapter are not based on this demo. So long story short, it works decently for photography. Just don't expect native kind of performance. And it won't be as good as some other adapters like the Sigma MC11 for Canon, but it's close. Unfortunately, I cannot say the same thing about video. As you can see in this video, it just stops focusing the moment I press record. The only reason this video is in focus is because I pulled focus manually. So that is it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you did. And if you want to watch more content like this, make sure to subscribe so you won't be missing any of my future videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care now.